Hello fellow Shadows, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I want to put a disclaimer though. One, there will be spoilers to this episode, so if you guys don't want to be spoiled, please go watch the episode, then come back to watch this review. And two, I know in my WandaVision, one of my WandaVision reviews, I said after WandaVision's over, I wasn't going to do any more Disney Plus show reviews, but one person on my team was saying that they would enjoy seeing me doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier reviews. So I'm going to do that. And when I was saying I wasn't going to do any more Disney Plus show reviews, it was because I was frustrated, and I still am frustrated, how Disney, Lucasfilm, whatever, fired Gina Carano for making political tweets, but yet they allow other people on the Lucasfilm team to make similar statements or worse statements, and yet they fired Gina Carano. I'm so frustrated with that, but that's a video for another time. So now let's get into the review. So I like how in this episode, Sam, okay, before I get into that, Sam is on a mission. The episode starts out on a mission of Sam rescuing this one person, who eventually in the episode becomes his eyes and ears about this organization that I have a feeling would play a big role in the season. That scene was cool. That rescue scene was cool because we saw Falcon using his wings as shields, using the little Falcon drone to help him out. It was good. It was cool. And then after Falcon and had talked to that guy that he rescued, after he rescued him, he goes back to America, or to Washington. Oh, and by the way, when Falcon was rescuing this one guy, he was on a timetable because he was on the verge of crossing into another state border or another country border. And if the person that he was trying to rescue was cross the country border, then they need to find another way to rescue that guy, because they can't go over that border, otherwise it will violate some treaty. So fast forwarding, Sam says, this shield, it feels more right in your hands, Steve Rogers. Thank you for everything you've done as Captain America. The shield is getting put into this encased glass thing, and this guy shakes Sam's hand, saying, "Thank you for doing the right thing by putting the shield where it's at." And when he said that, I said, something's going to happen where Sam will regret doing that. And if we don't see him teaming up with Bucky in this episode, I'm willing to bet you that in the next episode we're going to get a Falcon and Winter Soldier team up. And before I get to what Bucky's doing, there's a little bit more to this scene, because Rhodey's in here. And Rhodey asks, "Come on, man, you gotta tell me, why didn't you pick up the mantle?" And Sam says, well, the shield just, it didn't feel right if I took the shield. It felt more right for Steve to have the shield, not me. And in my entire head, I was saying, okay, that I can see where you're going with this, Sam. But you're still making a bad move. You're still going to make a move that will bite you in the butt later. And I have a feeling we're going to see more of Rhodey in this series. I've heard this series is going to be 6 episodes. And I've heard that Rhodey is going to... well, I shouldn't say heard. I suspect that Rhodey's going to make at least one other cameo appearance in the show. Now, do I hope we will see a War Machine cameo in the show? Hell yeah. Do I expect it? Not up until the last episode of this series. I don't think. Or the last 2 episodes, I would think. And I do love how this, like, the difference between how this episode starts, like, how this episode feels and how WandaVision felt was completely opposite, pretty much. WandaVision felt like a sitcom comedy. Part of me kind of expected it might be leading to somewhere, but I didn't exactly know where. So, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get right into it, and I like the difference. Makes me wonder what route Loki would take, and how many episodes is the Loki show? Do you guys know? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Truly appreciate it. So now we can get into the Bucky. So we start out, and I'm guessing it's a flashback. So when Bucky was the Winter Soldier. Either a flashback or just a random ass nightmare. One of those two, but I'm hoping it was a flashback that he was having. And then, and Bucky as the Winter Soldier was kicking ass. And then there was this guy that has a hard time getting to his room because it was a hotel. It says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. Please don't shoot me. And then Bucky pulls out his gun, and then he wakes up, and we see him going to a shrink, and then we also, which he's kind of resistant to, which I have a feeling as the series progresses even more, he will open up a bit more to her. And one of the cases that Bucky has made said, living because he's in his hundreds by now, and he was saying that with the exception of his time in Wakanda, where he had a break from all the action, which was like a small break, like towards the end, after credit scene in Captain America Civil War to Infinity War, the events that took place in Infinity War, Bucky didn't really have Bucky only really had a little bit of time to relax a bit. Most of his life, ever since Captain America: The First Avenger, has been him, Bucky, after one mission, after another mission, after another mission, after another mission, killing one person to another, and another, and another, and another, being manipulated by Hydra. Up until, Captain America 3. Yeah, I guess up to Captain America 3. Where they cracked the Enigma. And, I do like how, with the exception of the flashback scene, we get a different hairstyle of Bucky. I'm not saying that I didn't like the hair, long hairstyle. I just like how they decide to change things up a bit. Not always having him as a long hair as we know him to have in most of the Marvel stuff that he has been in. That's just me. But if they ever change his hair back to long hair, I wouldn't mind either. And then we see Bucky hang out with this old guy, who we later on find out that his son died. And when we see a picture of the Winter Soldier, I personally did not recognize that guy. That the old man he was hanging out with had a mirror to, which being his son. But I would not be surprised if Bucky was the one to have killed that guy's son. And I have a feeling that the truth will come out about it. Just you guys watch. The truth will come out. And the old guy will be somewhat upset with Bucky. But I have a feeling he will learn to forgive him. Or maybe after he hears Bucky's side, maybe the old guy will understand Bucky's situation and immediately forgive him. Partially to honor his son. Who knows? That's just my theory about it. But I like to see how Bucky was on a date this episode. And how the girl asks, "Oh, how old are you?" 106. And the girl laughed, and Bucky's like, and in his head, she's probably like, yeah, that's totally not a joke, but I'm going to laugh anyways to make this less awkward. And then I like how he said that he has really poor circulation with his hands. And something tells me she's gonna find out that he was the Winter Soldier. And obviously I think that Bucky will adapt the Winter Soldier persona in this series, but not exactly how he was portrayed in the movies. I think he will try to make a new name for the Winter Soldier, if that makes sense. And while this is happening, Sam sees his sister. And Sam says that in this episode that when and this was part of the conversation Sam had with Rhodey earlier, that when he saw his nephews, they were babies, they were in diapers, but now they're little men. Because if you haven't seen Infinity War, spoiler alert, Sam was part of the blip. Rhodey wasn't, but Sam was. And so Sam is trying to preserve his family business, which is like boating. His sister was saying, we need to sell it. So they go to the bank after a little bit of arguing. And the banker fanboys because he sees Sam. Because he knows Sam is Falcon. And after a little bit, I'm Falcon. I'm part of the Avengers. The guy breaks it. Your money is like all over the place, so we can't help you. And we did get a little hint, like a bit of a tease, where they were kind of like implying that it's a race thing. Now, personally, I don't really mind if they do that. Partially because, race, like, people of color usually gets discriminated against. But I'm hoping that won't overtake the story of the series. And I do hope this series does continue to be escapism. Because if they're going to like bring in like real world politics into the show a bit more than they already have, and try to shove it down our throats, then that's where the problem will lie. So I'm hoping they don't like Okay, we're gonna pound you until with our social justice narrative or bring real world politics into here. I hope they keep on focusing on the story. Because I really did enjoy the first episode. And then Sam gets called by the guy he rescued earlier. And because that guy got his ass handed to him by this. I'm tempted to call it metahuman, but metahuman is a DC term, not a Marvel term, but a really strong person. And Sam and him talk about it. He gets off the computer, and shortly afterwards, his sister says, "You gotta look at this." And the same guy that shook Sam's hand earlier, saying, "You made the right choice by putting this shield," is saying, "We need a hero that of now." We know that Sam said we need a hero that fits more of our needs today, as a way of saying, yeah, we're going. He was planning to retire the Captain America thing, but yeah, we're going to screw keeping the Captain America mantle. Just being with Steve Rogers. Here's our new Captain America, and the episode ends. And that's the thing I was saying, was referring to, that I had a feeling that Sam giving the shield up would be coming back in his butt. That was it. So now, I think in episode 2, even if it's towards like the last few minutes of the episode, I think in episode 2, we're going to see Bucky and Sam team up. We're going to actually see Bucky actually answering Sam, and I think we're going to see them team up. Because I think Sam will realize that he's fucked up, and I think Bucky will be mad at Sam. And obviously they're going to butt heads. I feel like they're going to butt heads. But I also feel like they would, even though they're going to butt heads, and I have a feeling it's going to be a common theme throughout the show, they're going to put enough of it aside where they're going to work together to if not in the next episode, if we're not going to see it in the next episode, then episode after the following episode, I do believe that we're going to get Bucky, Sam versus new Captain America fight. That's my theory. So within the next 2 episodes, I do believe there's going to be a fight where Sam and Bucky teams up against the new Captain America. Because I don't think Bucky would like to see the legacy that his friend made get pooped on. And same with Sam, but I think Sam will also realize more than that he screwed up. And I think it would be him trying to make things right. And in doing so, I have a feeling that the whole family business between him, Sam, and his sister is going to be preserved. And if Bucky doesn't answer Sam's call, I think Sam's just going to locate Bucky. And regardless, they're going to help each other out. So, regardless, we're going to get a team up. Regardless. Obviously from the name, Falcon and Winter Soldier. But how? That's a question. Is it either failed attempts of Sam trying to reach Bucky, Sam's going to find Bucky, and they're going to clash a little bit, then team up. Or 2, Bucky's going to actually answer. And they're going to team up. Still clash a little bit. Bucky's probably going to get on Sam's case about why the hell did you give that shield away? And then they're going to team up. That's my theory. And I think Bucky's going to bump into that girl again. And then the girl is going to apologize if she's stepped over anything. And I think she's going to try to demand from Bucky what she did to make Bucky leave. So, if she's in the next episode, next time we see her, I feel like we're going to have that type of conversation. And we're going to try to see Bucky saying, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's me. It's one of those things, it's not you, it's me type deals. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I'm very much interested how they're going to deal with the whole new Captain America thing. Because Sam clearly, is processing, but I don't think he will like it. And I don't think Bucky will like it. I really don't think Bucky or Sam likes it. And regardless of the fighting between the two, they're going to do something. They're going to team up to fix Sam's mistake within the next 2 episodes. That's just me. That's just my theory. What's your guys' theory? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for joining. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later, taters.